Coming to a comfortable seat on your mat, root down through your sit bones, connecting into the earth, allowing that heavy energy to sink down. Palms up, receiving the pranic energy of the morning. We're in the kapha time of day right now, allowing that energy to settle in. As we begin to move, we're going to counter some of that heavy, moist energy with a lot of movement, opening the heart, allowing your breath to deepen here, moving into a Ujjayi inhale and exhale. As we begin to connect to the deeper spaces inside, that spiritual aspect of ourselves, the observer, allowing your breath to rise through your spine and softening as you exhale. Take a nice deep breath in, reach the arms up to the sky, fingertips touch together, and exhale. Bring hands to the heart. Anjali Mudra, prayer hands. Inhale, reach arms out and up. Exhale, palms to the heart. Starting to move some of that energy, visualizing your breath rising up through your spine as you inhale, touch the hands, and exhale, right hand behind the back, left hand on the knee. Gentle twist. Allow your spine to soften, feeling the base of the spine open. Inhale back to center, reach the arms up, and exhale, twisting to the other side. Left hand on the mat, right hand on your knee. Looking over the left shoulder, deep, steady breath. Inhale, come back to center, reaching the arms up to the sky. Look up to your fingertips, feeling the energy from the sun, the sky, the clouds, the earth around you. And exhale, start to walk your hands forward, allowing your chest to drop closer to your thighs. If you have really tight hips, you might not go very deep, or you can drop all the way to your forearms. Let yourself really rest down, maybe even relaxing the neck. Inhale, walking your hands back up and switch the leg that is in front. Inhale, reach arms up to the sky. Exhale, reaching forward. Walk your fingertips out. Allow your heart to drop down, feeling the energy that moves from the earth up through the hands. Inhale, come back to a seat and drop your chin to your chest, opening up through the back of the neck. Next, inhale breath, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, bring the chin parallel with the mat and reach your hands behind you. Fingers are turned away from the body. Press your heart open. Inhale, big breath. Allowing the collarbone to spread. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Feeling expansion through the front of the heart. And inhale, coming back to a seat. Extend your legs forward on the mat. Dandasana, staff pose. Gentle flex through the ankles as you reach your arms up to the sky, making it very tall. Pull the belly in, tuck the tailbone under. Nice long stretch. Feel how your core needs to engage here. You're rooting down, but you're also lifting, allowing expansion through the upper body, through the heart. And on your exhale, start to reach the hands forward, bringing them down to the mat, drawing your heart down to the thighs. It's okay if your hands don't touch your feet. That's not the goal. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, hands behind the hips, fingers pointing towards the body, and bend your knees, coming into a gentle tabletop. Real small in this first one. Exhale, lower down. Back to staff pose. Inhale, extend the legs, arms up to the sky once again. Exhale, coming forward. Each time it gets a little bit more flexible. Inhale, rise back up to staff pose. Draw the belly in. Exhale, hands behind the hips. Inhale, lift to tabletop. Knees are right over the ankles. Exhale, down. Inhale, back to Dandasana, staff pose. Exhale, reach forward. Notice how each time we get a little bit deeper. Inhale, back to staff. Start letting your breath really move you. Exhale, bending the knees. Biggest table of the morning, feeling the spread in the collarbones. Exhale, lower your hips down. Inhale, back to staff. Reach the arms up. Exhale, forward. Maybe this time we're almost touching the toes. Inhale, back to staff pose. Exhale, hands behind the hips. Option to come back to that table or lift all the way into a reverse plank, creating a beautiful arc. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, bringing the feet closer to the hips, bending your knees, and coming into Navasana, boat pose. We'll start real modified here. You can keep the toes on the mat if you need to, or just bring the shins parallel with the floor. Maybe reaching the arms forward or keep your hands back for support. We want to draw the belly in, create a lot of energy. You can make this even bigger if you want to and extend the legs and arms straight. Exhale, cross at the ankles and come forward into tabletop. Make sure shoulders are over wrists, hips are over knees. We have a nice long line through the spine, and we'll take a few gentle cat-cows. So inhale, open the heart. Exhale, round the body. Inhale, open through the heart. Let that Ujjayi breath move you. Exhale, round through your back, spreading through the shoulder blades. Inhale, lifting through the heart. Exhale, rounding through your back, really healing for the low back. Coming to a neutral spine, extending the right arm forward, left leg back. Nice long line from your fingertip to your toes. If it's a little intense on your back or your body, you can always tap the toe down or the hand down. Finding spinal extension here. Exhale, bring your knee and elbow together, round through your back. Inhale, extending long. Exhale, rounding. Bringing the knee and elbow together. Inhale, extending long. And exhale, drawing it in. Feeling that low belly. Inhale, extend. And exhale, hand and knee come back to the mat. Finding the other side. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, drawing it in. Inhale, extend. And exhale, last one, really rounding through the back. Inhale, extend, and bring the hand and knee back down to the earth. Just going to rock that out through the hips. Any movement there that feels good to your back and your body. There's a big connection between our hips and our shoulders. So as we walk the hands forward here, keep your hips over your knees. We're dropping into puppy dog pose to open through the heart. If this pose feels a little intense on your shoulders, you can take a block and place it right under your forehead and let your forehead rest down on the block. Continue to open through your heart. Allowing the spine to really unwind here, feeling a spread through the chest. Inhale, walk your hands back up, and we're going to come back to curling through the toes and lift all the way to down dog. Starting to create some of that inversion. Bringing the chest closer to the thighs, maybe walking through the heels before you come into stillness. Noticing where the weight is in your hands. Press into the base of your fingers. Dropping down into the heels, and then keeping the legs pencil straight, start to walk your feet towards your hands. It's okay if you have to come onto the fingertips, if you have to bend the knees, totally fine. Our goal here is just to lengthen through the back body. Maybe we bend the knees to get the chest closer to the thighs. That works as well. Keeping your neck very relaxed, maybe shake out through the head. And inhale, rise all the way up, standing mountain, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart, Samastitihi, Anjali Mudra. We're going to really start to move now that we've woken up the body. Inhale, arms reach out and up. Exhale, forward fold, reach fingers to toes. Inhale, halfway lift, maybe fingertips come below the knees, or you can keep the hands on the mat as long as the back is flat. And exhale, step back with just the left foot. Right knee stays over ankle. Finding a nice stretch there in the left hip. And step the right foot back to meet in plank pose. Top of our high push-up. Exhale, bring your heart all the way down to the mat. Squeeze your elbows back as you do it. And inhale, little cobra. Toes are on the mat. Lift the heart. Exhale, chest to the earth. Inhale, coming to the knees, then the toes in plank and down dog. Anytime you need to make this more intense, you can just add in a little bit more intensity by lifting straight into plank or adding in an extra chaturanga. So you can make this your own practice, of course. And exhale, step your left foot forward into a lunge. Feel that beautiful stretch on the right hip. Stepping your right foot, inhale to forward fold. And next breath, inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing Tadasana. Hands at the heart. Beautiful lung stretch. How is everybody feeling? We're finding the weight in our feet evenly. Inhale, arms reach out and up. The sun's starting to warm the day. We're feeling that energy rise. Inhale, halfway lift. Drawing in through the belly. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You can always keep stepping if you need to keep the intensity down. Always listen to what your body needs. Exhale, chaturanga again to the earth. Inhale, lift the heart, uncurl the toes a little bit deeper into that up dog. Exhale, chest to the mat. Inhale, either knees or toes coming to plank. Exhale, down dog. Lift your heels high as you inhale, feeling the stretch through the arches of the feet. Exhale, soft bend the knees, step or hop feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Beautiful, seeing how our bodies move and how the different doshas impact that movement. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step or hop back to plank. We're creating some heat here. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale, rise up. Open the chest all the way into up dog this time. Just the tops of the feet and hands on the mat. Exhale, down dog. Feeling how much more flexibility you already have. Coming back to your intention. Why are you here? What's driving you to move today? Inhale, right leg lifts long and straight, pressing through the foot, maybe some big circles with your ankle, creating a long line from the toes to the fingers. And exhale, knee into chest. Take your time coming forward, shoulders over wrists. Squeeze through the low belly. And then step your foot between your hands. That can be really challenging, actually, that transition. Staying here in that low lunge, fingertips touching the earth just for a little bit of support. And then step your left foot forward. All 10 toes are pointing to the front of the mat. And we're creating a pyramid shape, Parsvottanasana. Both legs are straight. Pull your right hip back. Chest drops down towards your thighs. Good place to use a block here under your hand. If you have two, even better. If you want to test your balance, you can bring your left hand behind your back. Maybe bring the right hand back. Hold on to forearms. That's a little bit advanced. Be mindful that you don't hyperextend your front knee here. Keep a micro bend and release the hands. Come back into your lunge. Feeling that stretch through the left hip. Drop your left knee down, uncurl the toes, and press the hands onto the right thigh. So really deepen here into the left hip. Pressing the heart forward. Little bit of energy through the arms on the thigh. Nice long deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And curl your back toe. Left hand stays on the mat. Inhale, bring the right arm all the way up to the sky, creating a nice long stretch. Be mindful of that back heel. Sometimes it's going to want to turn, so stay real square on the ball of the foot and make this twist come from the base of your spine. Good. Exhale, hand comes back down, stepping the feet together, back to down dog. Down dog's getting a little bit more space each time. Inhale, lift the heels high. Exhale, soft bend your knees. Step or hop feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Really lengthen the spine, draw the belly in. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe we're going to start holding on to the calves on those forward folds. Inhale, rise all the way up. Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart. Samasthiti. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the earth. Step or hop back to plank and take your chaturanga. Really mindful that the elbows touch the ribs as you come down. Inhaling right into your up dog if that works for your body in this day. Exhale, down dog. Our bodies are so different from day to day, so we always need to listen. Pay attention to how you're feeling. And remember that the environment around us has a huge impact. Inhale, left leg lifts long, straight. Press through the heel, press through the ball of the foot, feeling that stretch. Really find the edge of your comfort zone here. Challenging your intention. Exhale, knee comes into your chest with control, stepping your foot forward and hold, and then placing the foot on the mat. Inhaling, we're holding that lunge, fingertips are staying at the mat. And now step your right foot forward again, so we're in that pyramid Parsvottanasana pose. This pose could do nothing or it can do a lot, so it really works based on your intention. So pull your left hip back here. Make sure that you feel the heels of both feet on the floor. And then step back, finding your lunge. Drop your right knee, uncurl the toes, and press both hands into the left thigh. Stretching through the collarbone, lengthening the fascia through the right hip. We're connecting the body, right? All of the body has that fascial plane that ties it together. So by really working into the hip, we're letting the shoulders release. It's beautiful how that works. Right hand comes down to the mat. Inhale, left arm lifts, right knee is lifted. Twisting from the base of the spine. Exhale, both hands down to the mat, step back to down dog. Feeling the length again through the back of the body. Inhale and then exhale, soft bend the knees. Step or hop forward, forward fold. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, rise up to Tadasana. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're getting a little bit warm. It was really chilly this morning, like 45 degrees. So we're letting that heat create a movement of that kapha energy. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. We have my little friend. He likes to do yoga with me. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step or hop back to plank. Let's move him out of the way so you can see. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, rise up dog. Animals love yoga, don't they? Exhale, down dog. Again, focusing on that space in the heart. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, bend your right knee and open your hip. So you're turning the hip to the side so you can create a stretch from the right fingertips up to the knee. Try to keep your shoulders square to the floor. They're going to want to lift, so really work on squaring them off. Inhale, three-limb dog. Exhale, bend the knee into your chest, shoulders over wrists, and step your foot between your hands. Feeling the stretch here, pausing for just a moment. Make sure your right knee is over the right ankle. We're going to lift all the way into a standing split. So press into the right leg, lift the left leg to the sky, draw the heart towards your thigh. If you're really tight, that's okay. You might not extend the leg really high. Notice how the back foot is pointing. We want that toes pointing to the floor. We're not opening the back hip. We're keeping it nice and square to the earth. And hands can be by the feet or you can walk them forward. Start to soft bend the standing knee and reach your left foot to the back of the mat. We are back in our lunge. I'm just going to turn here so you can see where we're going. And shift into warrior two. So we've got the right knee bent, left leg straight. Gaze over the right fingertips. Keep squeezing and opening the heart. Feeling that spread through the front of the hips. Good time to come back to your intention and your breath. Continue to deepen the front knee, being mindful that it's over the second toe, it's pointing out. Good, and really deepen in, then straighten the front leg. All 10 toes pointing to the edge of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms up, star pose, stretch and spread the front body, and exhale, hands to the hips, coming into a wide straddle stretch. Reaching down for the outside edges of the ankles. Let your heart really drop down here. If you need to keep your hands on the floor in front of you for support, that's totally fine. It's pretty normal when you're tight. Continue to lift your sit bones. Push down into your heels, feeling a stretch through the back of the legs. On your inhale breath, walk the hands in front of you and start to bend your right knee. Just gently keeping the knee behind the toes. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bend the left knee. Little modified Skandasana, surfer's lunge, moving side to side, exhaling as you bend, a little deeper each time. Inhale as you come up, and then maybe the straight leg heel will come up. Let's just play with this. As you exhale down and sink in, we're going to hold it with the right knee bent. Left heel is flexed, toes to the sky. It's okay if you need to come up a little bit, or maybe even take a blanket, tuck it underneath your right heel. That can help if it doesn't reach the floor. Shift back towards the front of your mat, so framing the right foot. And inhale, rise up to a high crescent. Notice what's happening with your back knee. Really lift it to the sky, high in the ball of the back foot. Tucking your tailbone under, really stretch through the arms without squeezing the ears up to the shoulders. Taking long breaths, noticing how the shifting and change in the environment, even in the last 20 minutes, has changed your energy. Exhale, hands to the heart, and hover forward over the front thigh. We're not laying on the thigh, we're just resting the heart forward. You can drop your left knee if you need to. If not, keep the leg lifted. Inhale the right elbow up and hook your left elbow on the right thigh. We're looking here up to the sky, if that feels okay for your neck, creating a nice stretch and twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale, reach the arms back, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Now we're going to really challenge this front leg here. If it's getting tired, you can straighten it for just a moment. Stepping forward, we're going to find Utkatasana, chair pose. Sink nice and deep into the hips, tuck your tailbone under, draw the belly button in, and make sure the knees stay behind the toes. We don't want to damage them. Exhale, forward fold. Oh, sweet relief. Legs get a little tired through some of that. When you're holding that contraction, it's a good time to focus on your breath. Just let everything relax and soften down here. Inhaling, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, forward fold. And step or hop back to the top of your plank. High push-up. Taking that Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lift and open the heart into up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lengthen through the spine. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Repeating this whole sequence on the other side. Exhale, bend your knee, open your hip, finding scorpion. Isn't that just the yummiest pose? I love this pose. Feeling the length through the side body and working to keep the shoulders square to the mat. Beautiful. Come back to three-limb dog. Speaking of dogs, there's mine. Exhale, knee into chest. Pausing here and then step your foot between your hands. Taking a moment here, we're moving into standing split, so prepare yourself, draw the belly and lift the right leg, straighten the left. Heart comes towards the thigh. Depending on how tight your hamstring is, you might not get your hands very close, and that's okay. We're just working on lifting. You might not get your leg very high, and that's okay. As long as you're feeling that tension and you're creating that movement, it's perfect. Continue to soften the heart down, relax your neck, pressing energy through your foot. Think of the foot and leg getting longer, stretching away from you. Very good. Exhale, bending your left knee, step back with the right foot and lift up, finding warrior two, sinking in, deep bend in the left knee. Left heels lined up with the right arch of the foot. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Think of the right hip point turning towards the back of your mat and the left hip point pointing straight forward. Good. Inhale, straighten through the left leg, turning into star pose once again. Feeling that length through your body. stretching it out. Such a good way to stand. It's so celebratory. It's like you're embracing all of nature. Exhale, hand to the hips. Forward fold, nice deep fold. Maybe a little hand variation here. You can turn and walk the hands back behind you. This can be a good time for play. If you'd like to take an inversion, maybe you like to do headstand here. Might be a good time for that. Or you could take a moment, do a little crow pose. Bakasana might be nice. Wherever you're at, steady breath. Inhale and exhale. As you come up, start to inhale, bend into the right knee. And exhale to center, bending to the left. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bending the right knee. We're doing that nice surfer lunge, but we're easing in. We don't want to startle our bodies. So end up on the left side, left knee's bent, right heel is flexed, toes to the sky. Try to lift your heart. This can be a really challenging pose. It's okay if the hands stay down. Be mindful of your joints, how it's feeling for you. We'll take a few breaths here. And then start to walk towards the left foot. So hands are framing the left foot. High on the back arch of the foot. Press into the ball of the foot and lift to crescent lunge. Feeling the stretch through the front right hip. Keep pulling the left hip back, right hip forward. Squeeze through your shoulder blades while you reach the arms up. You're pressing the shoulders down and away, squeezing, creating some upper body contraction. Belly's drawing in. This pose is challenging. It works the whole body. Exhale, hands to the heart. Hover forward over your front thigh. Keep feeling that stretch. You're not resting the tummy down. You're lifting through the belly. Inhale, left elbow lifts, right elbow hooks. Maybe drop the knee if you need that, or stay lifted through the back knee. You get to choose here. Isn't it beautiful? Every day is a different experience when we come to our mats. Maybe you want to open your arms and reach the left arm to the sky, right hand to the mat. As we're on this immersion program, every day is going to be a new experience. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, reach the arms back, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift the arms back to crescent. Exhale, hands come to the heart. We're coming back to chair pose. So press into the right foot, step it forward, Utkatasana. Sink nice and deep. This is one of my favorite poses. Feeling the strength through the body, using your core, opening the heart. Tuck your tailbone, sink a little deeper, and inhale, Tadasana. The sun's starting to peek over the houses and over the mountains, welcoming a new day. Inhale, Tadasana, arms reach out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or hop back, finding the top of your high push-up. Lengthening the body here through this plank pose, feeling the spread through the collar. Exhale, chaturanga. Pause when the elbows and shoulders are the same height. See if you can hold that for one breath before inhaling up dog. Exhale, down dog. If you're stepping the feet, try to take one foot different each time. So one time step with your left first and one time with your right, keeping balance. Inhale, right leg lifts, 3-limb dog. Exhale, knee into your chest, stepping your foot between your hands. Feeling that length in that lunge, keeping the fingertips down on the mat for just a moment, giving yourself some support. Now bringing both hands to the center of your mat, we're going to turn into a left side plank. Lifting through the right hip, pressing into the left base of the fingers. You can do a lot of modifications here. Maybe bend the top knee and press the foot down. Or you can bend the bottom knee, give you a little more support. Or even bend both knees. So there's ways to take this pose and make it work for every body. Let's come back to center, back to our 3-limb dog. Oh, and taking plank, come into chaturanga. Bring your heart all the way down to the earth. Reaching fingertips back by the hips. Inhale, lift just the heart off of the mat. Toes are pressing down. Reach your hands towards your feet. Maybe interlace the hands, squeezing through the shoulder blades, lifting the heart even more. Little modified locust, keeping the chest broad, squeezing shoulder blades, draw your belly in. Exhale, roll the heart back down, resting your forehead on your hands or the cheek on your hands. Maybe gentle rocks through the low back. Just give yourself a moment here. And preparing again, reaching the arms back or reaching the arms up by the ears. You get to choose. Lifting the feet this time off of the mat. If you're really focused on opening the heart, keep the hands interlaced behind the hips. Lift the chest, lift the legs. Pull in through the low back. Keep breathing. Maybe even smile. That'd be fun. Long, steady breath. So close. And exhale, lower it back down. You can rest the forehead on the hands. Let your low back release. Big breath into your back. And bringing the hands by the ribs. Inhale, lifting up into plank pose. Exhale, back to down dog. Lengthen the spine. Come back to your intention. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest. Step your foot between your hands. Pausing for just a moment here. Bringing both hands on the inside of your left foot and then stepping the left foot back so we're in a right side plank. We want to create a nice arc with our body so that we're creating a crescent shape. So continue to lift your left hip, any leg variation. Maybe even challenge yourself by bringing the top leg up into Vrikshasana or tree. Could extend the leg and hold onto the foot. So anything can go here. Come back to center, plank pose, chaturanga, heart to the earth. This time bend your right knee and reach back, finding your right foot. Squeeze the heel in towards your hip. So we're stretching the front of the thigh, finding some length here through the front body. And then switching sides. Inhale, really reaching, stretching through the thigh. We're preparing here. Preparing to bring both knees bent, hold onto both feet, squeeze through your shoulder blades, pretend there's a magnet between the inner thighs that's keeping them from pulling apart. And inhale, start to lift your heart off of the mat, keeping the legs parallel again, and squeeze through the shoulder blades. Press your feet into your hands, picturing a beautiful bow that you've created with this shape. Lots of energy moving here through the feet. Continue to lift. Press your feet into your hands. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We're so close. Take another big breath in. And exhale, lower everything down to the earth, resting the forehead on your hands, allowing your heart rate to slow. It's amazing how back bends can increase our energy. It can increase the circulation, our circulation of our breath, of our blood. Inhale, hands back by the chest and come back, find child's pose. Let yourself rest down here, release the low back. We'll take a few slow breaths. Taking the knees wide or together, you get to choose on child's pose. And then walking your hands back, we're coming all the way up to kneeling, hips over knees. Moving into Utstrasana, camel pose. It's really useful here to use a block. We want to make sure that we're keeping the energy moving through the body properly. So if you have a block, you can place it between your inner thighs. If you don't, that's fine. Or if you have a firm cushion, that would work too. We want to squeeze the inner thighs together to engage through the belly. The more that we are able to engage the core, it's going to protect our low back. So I'll turn to the side here so you can see what my feet are doing. You can keep the toes curled if it creates more space for your back, or you can keep the feet flat. This first one, let's place the hands as though we're putting them into back pockets on our pants. Squeeze the elbows together. Keep the belly drawn in, tailbone tucked under. And as we move into this pose, keep squeezing the block between the inner thighs, engaging the belly, and just pretend there's a string on your chest, lifting your heart up to the sky. So we're squeezing elbows back, squeezing shoulder blades, lifting the heart, squeezing on the block. Lots happening here. If the neck is tender, don't drop the head back. You can just keep the chin neutral or slightly tucked. Continue to breathe and then inhale, rise back up. Exhale, walking your hands forward, drop the heart down to the mat. We're going to take this again. This time, maybe interlace the fingers and point the first two fingers are together. And you're going to point that first finger as though it's tracking the low spine and allowing the pelvis to come down. Taking that same squeeze on the block, inhale, lift the heart. We all have different levels of flexibility through our spine, so we just be gentle with ourselves. I have a lot of Pitta Kapha dosha. Kapha dosha tends to be less flexible, more solid, and I notice that in poses like this. It's very challenging. Inhale, come back up and find your way into child's pose once again. That's why we never compare our poses to someone else's. That's not the intention of yoga. The intention of an asana practice is to find our own edge and learn and grow. On this third one, either take either variation that you did or maybe reach one foot hand back all the way for the heel, bringing the other hand back for the heel, pressing the heart forward, keeping the hips over the knees, maybe uncurl the toes and let the heels come down. And if it feels good, you can let the head drop all the way back. Sometimes that can be really intense. Be careful as you come up and exhale all the way into child's pose. We want to always be mindful coming out of Utstrasana that we come up evenly on both sides. So notice if you're doing that or if you're kind of lurching forward one side at another. Start to inhale and rise back up. We're going to come all the way into a comfortable seat. Extend the legs forward and bring just the left foot in towards the right inner thigh, bending that left knee. We're taking Janu Shirshasana, creating a little hip opener, another stretch for the back of the thighs and the low back. If you have a little strap here, your option to use it around the heel or the sole of the foot. Not necessary, but you can use it if you'd like. As you exhale, make sure your shoulders are squared to your thigh and then bring the heart forward. Resting down, allowing your chest to soften, relax your breath. Inhale, release the pose, coming back up, placing your hands behind your hips, fingertips are pointing out, and begin to lift up onto the left hand and the left knee. The right foot's pressing down. It's kind of like a modified wild thing. We're just letting the heart really open here, relieving any more energy that needs to be released. Bending your right knee, bring the right sole of the foot into the left inner thigh. Square off your shoulders over the left thigh and inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward over your left leg. Maybe using the strap around the ball of your foot here. Again, totally optional. Notice your sit bones. Keep them rooted down into the floor. As we start to feel that sunrise, you can see how the sun has started to shine into this space. It changes the energy. Inhale, lift up, press the hands behind you and start to lift into that modified wild thing. Right hand's on the floor, right knee's on the floor, left leg is straight. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, bringing both feet flat on the floor, knees are bent, start to gently roll down onto your back, allowing yourself to soften into the floor, drawing the heels closer to the hips. We're going to take bridge pose. Press the forearms down towards the earth, lifting through the hips. Modified back bend here, very gentle, keeping the knees over the ankles, allowing the shoulders to soften away from the ears. See if you can make your neck feel longer here, stretching through the neck. Exhale, rolling down from shoulders to hips. Inhale, draw your knees in, maybe a few little circles with your ankles, letting the low back release. We're going to take that pose one more time. Inhale, lift to bridge. If wheel is in your practice, full back bend, please take that if that's something you would like to move into here. We're really focusing on opening the heart, Squeeze the sit bones together, press into your heels, and exhale, roll down from hips, no, shoulders to hips. Extend your left leg out, right knee into your heart, and then let your right knee drop over the left side, reaching your right arm out, look over your right shoulder. Long, slow breath, feeling the length through your low back. We're starting to release our practice as we begin to slow down. When you feel the mind start to wander, invite it back. Invite it to be present in what we're doing right now. Inhale, come back to center, hugging your knee in, maybe towards your shoulder, little hip opener. Extend your right leg out, left knee comes in, hug your knee into your chest, and exhale, dropping the left knee over to the right. Look over your left shoulder. Allow yourself to start to soften. This is where your practice comes together. This is where the impact of the movement works. Inhale back to center, hugging your left knee to your left shoulder. And when you feel complete, begin to extend the legs and arms as we move towards Shavasana, our final resting pose. This is the most challenging pose of the entire practice. We are truly surrendering to the moment. We're allowing our belly to soften and expand. We're sinking into the mat, trusting the earth to support us, trusting that nature has our best interest in mind, allowing the ankles to soften, the knees to relax, sinking down into the hips, feeling the soft caress of the earth and the air, feeling the energy of the moment. Allowing ourselves to surrender, allow, and accept. As thoughts arise, watching them drift past without any attachment, accepting that this moment is perfect, whole, and complete. As we continue to rest here in Shavasana, allow your breath to become soft. We'll take a few moments enjoying the quiet stillness. As we begin to come back into movement, allowing the feet to create small circles, feeling the spread and stretch through the toes, reconnecting to our own divine self. Allowing yourself to really feel the change that has come over you. Rocking through the hips, starting to bend the knees, moving so slowly, slower than you want to. Taking gentle movements as you roll onto your right side. Allowing yourself to press up with the hands, coming to a comfortable seat. Recognizing that in this moment, everything that is still and quiet and good is here for you. There is nothing that needs to be done, nothing that needs to be changed. It's simply you sitting with your breath, resting the hands on the knees, allowing yourself to connect in with that deep center, feeling the rise and fall of your chest, and allowing the energy that you've created through your practice to wash over you with each inhale breath. As you exhale, releasing any tension that you might still be holding. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, bring hands to the heart. We'll seal our practice together with one deep Om. Take a big breath in. Allow the wave of that breath, that sound of creation wash over you. As we come to the end of our practice together, allowing the eyes to softly begin to open. Namaste.